Good morning. It's Monday, February the 1st, and this is The Drill. Thank you. The daily prayer from the book titled Daily Declarations for Spiritual Warfare. When my servant Elijah stood before the 400 false prophets of the enemy and called them my name, upon them my name, I answered his prayer with my all-consuming fire. When the people saw my fire, they fell to the ground and worshiped me. In my power and strength, Elijah destroyed the enemy's false prophets. Remember this and call upon my name when you are overpowered by the enemy. I will come down with my righteous fire and destroy all your enemies. I am the Lord who reigns over all earth. My holy fire goes before me and consumes all your foes on every side. The lightning of my power lights up the world, and the earth sees and trembles, and the mountains melt like wax before me. Father, you are the God who answers by fire. Release your fire and burn up the works of darkness. Let your fire burn in my eyes, my heart, my belly, my mouth, and my feet. Let your fire be in my tongue to preach and prophecy. Make me a minister of your fire. Amen. Welcome to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there. I'm Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today. Today, the cult of neutrality and proving a negative. All that when I come back. Thank you. The cult of neutrality. The cult of neutrality is an attitude that I see displayed by every so-called conservative talk show host on the radio. I see it being displayed every day, and not only by the talk show hosts, but by their guests and callers. Being neutral is bad. Being neutral is wrong. Being neutral leads to psychoanalysis and moral equivalency. Being neutral neutralizes your sense of moral indignation, your sense of moral outrage. Without a sense of indignation and outrage, how can you be effective? How do you know with certainty that someone is being neutral? The first way is by tone of voice. The neutral person communicates in a very matter-of-fact way, emotionless, as if they have no dog in the fight. The second way is to listen to the perspective that Mr. Neutral is communicating in. If he is using the third-person perspective, he, she, it, then he's being neutral. If he is communicating in the first person, I, you, us, them, then he is communicating in the most powerful way possible. Every conservative should be communicating conservatively. They should be communicating it on the job, on their time off. They should be communicating it the way they speak, the way they dress, the way they think. No conservative can have it both ways. No conservative can expect their audience to be moved by saying that the world is on fire and that the country is being destroyed on the one hand, and then on the other hand, talk about that destruction as if it were happening to somebody else. Every opportunity you get, you should communicate directly and in first person. Back in a minute. Thank you. Nancy Pelosi wins all the time because she cheats. She cheats by controlling the conversation. She controls the conversation by framing the argument. She consistently frames the argument in a way that guarantees victory for her. Her favorite framing technique is to ask you to prove a negative. Nancy usually starts by asking the question, why not? Why not single-payer health care? Why not marijuana? Why not open borders? Or anyone who disagrees with me is a racist, misogynist, homophobe, xenophobe. Take your pick. At first blush, you may think that these questions are reasonable. You try to answer them, and not realizing that these are open-ended questions are impossible to answer. As you struggle to do the impossible, you become frustrated, angry, depressed, and demoralized. You even begin to question your sanity because you erroneously believe you should be able to answer these questions. You may even become so demoralized that you quit engaging in political discussions, and you may even consider switching sides reasoning that if you can't beat them, join them. There is a way to win, and the way to win here is to put the burden of proof where it belongs, on Nancy. Whoever wants change has the burden of proof. The questions for you to ask are, why? What's wrong with the way things are? For instance, how is single payer going to improve medical care? How is legalizing marijuana going to be good for everybody and not just dope smokers? How does opening the border solve the problem of poverty? If I go along with your ideas, do you promise to quit calling me a racist? Nancy wants to put you on the spot. Don't let her. Make her squirm instead. Back in a minute. Thank you. Tomorrow and for the rest of the week, more daily declarations for spiritual warfare and talking to Senator Cruz, talking to the rank and file left, talking to Hugh Hewitt, and more. That concludes another episode of The Drill. Be honest, be smart, and be beautiful. I'm Ron, and that's The Drill.